Hey, what is up, guys? So, part three, it's all about mastering your training plan. So, understanding, I suppose, what kind of training is going to be best suited to you, tailored around the goals that you may have. And when we kind of look at the kind of training plan that we want to actually focus on, or the type of training we want to be doing, we all start by asking ourselves what it is that we want to achieve. So, we want to lose weight or drop body fat. We want to build muscle. We want to get stronger. Perhaps we want to get fitter. Perhaps you just want to train to feel healthier. You might just want to reduce or prevent pain. So there could be lots of different reasons why you actually want to start some sort of training plan or do some sort of exercise. Perhaps you have a goal of incorporating all of those into your training plan as well. So it is okay to be able to do that as well. So understanding what it is you really want is a massive part to knowing what kind of exercises you should be doing, or what kind of class you should be doing, or even if you should be training outdoors, indoors, whatever it is you want to be able to do. So there's lots of different ways we can actually go about this. But the main thing is, whatever you do, make sure it's fun, make sure it's enjoyable, and make sure it's something that you can do long term. So don't be looking at some sort of training or exercise or even just kind of some way of getting movement in as a 6-week plan or a 12-week plan. We want to be able to incorporate this in that it fits within our lifestyles. It's something that we enjoy, and it's something that we can continue to keep doing long term. And it's also okay to mix things up as well. So don't feel you have to start some sort of training program and think that's it forever. No, you can chop and change. You can mix it up. You can do lots of different stuff. You can do gym workouts. You can do different classes. You can do yoga, cycling, running, walking, swimming, rowing. So there's mountains of stuff out there you can be doing. But as I said, the main thing is to make sure it's fun, it's enjoyable, it's challenging, and you can keep it up. So, and if you're kind of new to it all as well, make sure you try lots of different things as well to figure out what it is that you do enjoy. So, the very basis, I suppose, of movement is going to be walking. So just getting yourself moving. When it comes to walking, you can lose weight and drop body fat. So don't just think that just going for a walk isn't going to be highly beneficial, because it is. At the end of the day, we want to lose weight and drop body fat. It's all down to burning calories, and movement will burn calories. Can you get fitter from walking? Yes, you can, but obviously it depends on how intense your walks are. If you're going uphill, downhill, if you're climbing mountains, or if you're just going for a nice little light walk for about 1 kilometer or 2, you probably won't get too fit from doing that, because it's not really kind of pushing and elevating your heart rate too much. But if you are going out for walks and you're going fast and you're going up hills and you're really pushing yourself, then 100% you can get fitter just from doing the walks as well. Another thing to recognize as well is around the amount of calories you burn from walks. Like 10,000 steps, that's kind of like something that a lot of people kind of set as targets. 10,000 steps is roughly around 500 calories. And if you can do 10,000 steps a week or 10,000 steps a day over a week, which is 7 days, you're going to burn 3,500 calories. And 1 kilo of body fat is actually 7,000 calories. So that means as long as you get your food right, you get your 10,000 steps in a day, you can potentially lose half a kilo a week if that is your goal. And by getting further steps in, it doesn't necessarily have to be getting out and walking 5-10 kilometers every day. You could be just doing simple things like, when you go to a shopping center, park a little bit further away. Instead of taking the lift or the escalator, walk up the stairs. So just consciously get yourself moving more. Having a fitness watch as well is a huge benefit. And it's just simply because if you're tracking your steps on your fitness watch, you can look down and go, shit, you know what? I've only done 4,000 steps so far. Maybe I can get out and push that to 6,000 right now. And then later on in the evening, you go, oh, do you know what? I'm just shy of my 10,000. Let's get out and just do a quick walk. So it can give you that extra bit of motivation to actually get you moving a bit more and help you get your steps in. Right. So just to kind of go through different, I suppose, goals. So like, what is the best training plan for weight loss or fat loss? As I said, the best way to lose weight and drop body fat is being in a calorie deficit and burning off excess calories compared to what you're consuming every day. That's kind of it when it comes to it. So personally, I find lifting weights and doing high intense workouts together is a great way for fat loss, because it hits all different areas, helps you build muscle, helps you get stronger, helps you improve your overall health. and helps you burn off those excess calories. So lifting weights as well will help you build muscle, which increases your metabolism. As your metabolism comes up, you're going to burn more calories as well. High intense workouts as well, you will burn and improve your fitness. Also, as well, on top of that, that when you're kind of doing just going on the treadmill for a walk or outside if you're going out for a run or whatever, you're only really kind of burning calories while you're running because you're not really damaging the muscle fibers too much. So when you stop running, you stop burning calories. But when you start lifting weights and put a lot of strain on the body and on the muscles, you create these little tears in the muscles. And those tears and stuff can take even up to 4 or 5 days to recover. So even while you're sleeping, your body's still repairing itself. And while your body's repairing itself, you're still even burning calories. So that's why I like to incorporate both strength stuff and fitness stuff into workouts, especially when the goal is to lose weight, get fitter, get stronger, and drop body fat. Your man Gary Breck as well, he talks about a really great way for burning body fat as well as doing his 30-30-30. We basically have 30 grams of protein first thing in the morning, do 30 minutes of steady base cardio, and keeping your heart rate like under like 135. So up in the morning, protein shake, 30 minutes steady cardio. Just doing that every day is going to be huge as well for dropping body fat. Next one, what's the best training plan for building muscle? So when we're building muscle, one thing you need to be really focused on is your nutrition as well. Without proper nutrition, it's going to be very hard to build muscle. So one thing we need is high protein. Ideally, just double your weight, whatever you were in kilos, double that weight, and that's the amount of grams you're aiming per day. So for example, I'm 80 kilos nearly, so we aim for 160 grams of protein a day. By eating more than your calorie, than that you burn off every day, so you're in a calorie surplus, it just gives your body extra fuel to be able to repair the muscle tissues and to help you build that bit of muscle. So the actual type of exercise we'll be doing, again, you're focusing on all different muscle groups when you're training. Ideally, your rep range, the research is showing now, it can be anywhere between reps of 5 and 30. The most important thing is that you're working the muscle towards failure. So you're basically nearly burning out the muscle. And that's what, so you're basically burning out the muscle, but then you need to give the muscle rest and recovery, which can take 2 to 3 days. So as long as you're pushing the muscle hard, bring it towards failure, giving yourself 2 to 3 days, that's going to be the best way to focus on building muscle. And as well, so when you're doing that, generally, if someone's kind of focused on just building muscle, they might focus on one muscle group at a time. So that way, let's say Monday, they do chest exercises. The next day, they do back exercises. So when they're doing the back exercise, the following day, the chest is still getting to recover. Then the third day, they might do leg exercises. So the chest is still getting that time to recover. And that's kind of the best way to go about it. So as I said, rep range between 5 and 30, that's what the research is saying, as long as you're working towards failure. And also as well with building muscle, you want to really mentally engage your muscle when you're doing your movement. So let's say you're doing a bench press. As you're coming down, you're mentally thinking about your chest engaging. You're squeezing the muscle fibers through your chest as you're bringing it up, but you're also mentally thinking about those muscle fibers firing up, and you're going nice, slow, and controlled. And between each set, then you could aim for maybe about 60 seconds rest. So that's kind of the way you kind of focus on with building muscle. Best training plan for getting stronger. So here, when we're focusing on getting stronger, it's about moving a weight from A to B. When you're trying to build muscle, it's about engaging the muscle and keeping it contracted. So when we want to get say for example, again, a bench press, all we're trying to do is trying to get it down to your chest and punch up, down fast, punch back up fast, and get that weight moving. So that's kind of the way we're focused. Rep range, probably in around 1 to 5 reps. You would have a much longer rest in between sets. And again, it's all about fueling your body right. So the more food you're getting into, if you're someone that wants to lose weight and drop body fat, doing a strength-based training plan isn't going to be the best option. As in, you can still do the type of training plan, but you're not going to see huge amount of progress. You're not going to really get too much stronger, because you're going to be in that calorie deficit if you're losing weight and dropping body fat. But it is a good way to build overall strength as well, is really kind of focusing on those lower rep ranges, and getting the weight going from A to B. Obviously, as well, if you're a complete beginner, you don't want to be lifting too heavy. You need to learn how to do the movements properly. You need to build up your core strength. You need to build all-around body strength, because obviously when you're doing strength training, you are going to be lifting heavy. So key tips for getting stronger: making sure you're eating plenty of food, keeping your protein up, focus on low reps, longer rest in between sets, and getting that weight going from A to B. Best plan for getting fitter. So when you want to focus on getting fitter, you need to ask yourself the question first: what does being fit look like to you? So that's the very first thing you need to ask yourself. Is it running 5K? Is it running 10K? Is it being able to do 200 burpees without stopping? Is it being able to do 50 box jumps? So you need to ask yourself that first, because you need to set a starting point. And when you kind of when you've set a starting point for yourself, then it's easy then to work backwards and say, do you know what? This is where I'm at right now. This is where I want to get to. And when I get to there, then I know that I'm going to feel fit. So best type of training for getting fitter: high intense interval training, CrossFit, stuff that's going to elevate your heart rate, stuff that's going to challenge you mentally and helping you learning to be calm under stress. So when you're doing high intense sprints, that you're getting out of breath, your heart rate's going up, and you're still able to try and keep yourself calm. Then setting targets and tracking your workouts as well. If you're doing running or bike or swimming or anything like that, pushing the distances. So get out, see where your starting point is. You might start off with a 1K run or whatever, and then you go, right, you know what, next time I'm going to try and do 1.2. Next thing I'm going to try and do 2K. So you're trying to push it. If you're doing kind of sprints and stuff like that, you might go, I'm going to run 500 meters in 2.5 minutes. Next time I'm going to try and bring it down to 2 minutes 20. So you're always trying to push it that little bit more. Something I'm doing at the moment is incline sprints. I find it really good. It's really challenging. Basically set the incline of the treadmill to level 10, run for 60 seconds, jump off to the side for 30 seconds, strict 30-second rest, back on 10 rounds of that. And you do find that your legs are burning, your heart rate has gone through the roof, your breathing is really heavy. But it's about teaching you to be mentally strong as well and not giving up on it. So, and I've been doing that for a while now, and I just found that my fitness level has gone through the roof. The breathing's a lot better. It's a lot easier to stay calm. I do jiu-jitsu as well. And when I'm doing jiu-jitsu, that's one thing that happens is you're constantly getting out of breath and your body's stressed when there's someone trying to choke you out, and it's learning how to be calm. And I found that doing those incline sprints has massively helped me with that. So an example training day for you. This could be someone that wants to focus on, say, strength and condition. This could be focused on someone that just wants to build a bit of muscle, get stronger. So what you would do is you change the rep range, tailor towards what the person's goal is. Let's say you wanted to just get fitter and stronger. Bench press, you might aim for reps. If you want to really kind of focus on strength, you might have reps of 5 for each exercise, say 5 sets of 5. If you wanted to, say, build a bit of muscle and get a bit stronger or get a bit fitter, you might focus on, say, reps of, say, 12 bench press, 12 dumbbell rows, then 12 incline, 12 lat pull down, 12 chest fly, 12 seated row. You might do, say, 4 sets of each. And then at the end, you might do 5 by 500 meter sprints. So that way you're focusing on putting the muscle fibers through that tension that we spoke about, so that we can try and build muscle. And then at the very end, we're focusing on our 500 meter sprints for our conditioning, for improving our heart health and improving our fitness levels. So that's just an example. And you could, like I said, you can chop and change the exercise rep range depending on what it is you want to try and focus on. Doing the bench press and the dumbbell rows together. So that's basically called supersetting. So by going from one exercise to the next with no rest, keeps the intensity up, keeps the heart rate up, and you're working 2 different muscle groups in one, rather than just working one muscle group. Now, next up, an example kind of running plan. So say, for example, you want to try and build up to a 5K. So week 1, you might do 500 meters, and then say on Monday, on Wednesday, you might do 1K, and on the weekend, you might do 1K. Then the following week, you might do 1K, 500, 2K, then 2K, 1K, 2K, then 2, 3, 2. So what you're doing is you're building your overall volume of your running each and every week until after 8 weeks, we can run 5K. So this is just an example. And what I would say to someone that wanted to do something like this is that when you're doing this, doesn't matter if you're walking and running at the same time. So let's say start off, you can run the 500 meters. Then you go to do the 1K, you can run 600 meters, then you might walk for 100 meters, and then you might run the last little bit as well. The main thing is that you're covering the distance and you're getting it done. Also as well, if you're doing this, I'll get you to time each time you do a run, just to have a benchmark to work off each and every time that you do go out for your run. So you go out for your 1K run the first time, it might take you 6 minutes. So you know, right, you know what, I'm going to try and beat that 6 minutes now. I might try and get even 5 minutes 45. So every time you go out there, you have that little competitive streak inside you to push yourself that little bit more, to be able to push yourself on and challenge yourself to beat yourself of what you got the previous time. And then over time, you're building up your distance, you're building up the overall volume every week until you've hit your 5K mark. Once you've hit your 5K mark, again, you time it, and then you kind of work on improving that 5K week on week after that. So it's just an example, kind of training plan, running plan of what you could be doing. Last part then, focusing on a training plan that will help improve overall health. This is where you kind of really mix things up, focusing on a mixture of everything like lifting weights, getting your heart rate up, stretching, walking, and most importantly, having fun, getting out there, getting moving, stressing your body in a way that it does elevate your heart rate, that it does kind of puts a bit of stress on the body so that you know that you are getting a bit of a workout done. But at the end of the day, improving overall health comes down to eating well, moving more, drinking plenty of water, managing your stress, getting plenty of sleep. And that is kind of the main thing that it comes down to when you want to improve your overall health. So for anybody who has questions on this whatsoever, as always, make sure to hit me up, shoot me a message. If you're stuck with anything based around a training plan, if you have any kind of specific goals that you want to try and work towards in terms of your strength, your fitness, and like that, please let me know so we can readjust your plan accordingly. But as always, stuck on anything, make sure to reach out, let me know, and let's get you moving, let's get you fitter, let's get you stronger, and let's get you absolutely smashing your goals.